Hey, we're here in Denver, Colorado at the Decibel Tour. This is Salim from the Devil's Blood. How is the tour been going so far? Because I think this is your first full-fledged tour in the United States.
It's actually our first full-fledged tour. So in Europe we've been doing mainly weekends, like 3 shows a weekend, 4 shows a weekend, and then go home during the week to work and take care of children, whatnot. Yeah, and this is actually the first time that we've been on the road for longer than, say, 1.5, 2 weeks. So, and all things considering, everything is going really well. I think the atmosphere is surprisingly good, and the venues are okay. The crowds are okay. So yeah, no complaints at all.
Now, with a name like the Devil's Blood, do you catch people off guard if they are not aware of your music and hear you for the first time and they think it's something more brutal?
I really don't know. I guess when people go to a Behemoth concert and don't have anything else in their record collection except for Cannibal Corpse or I don't know, then maybe they will be caught a bit off guard. But well, you know, for me, music is just music, and I really don't care about whether you call it metal or rock and roll, or it all comes from the same place, according to me. So.
Thousandfold Epicenter is bigger, more powerful, I want to say, than your other album. Did you approach the new one different?
Well, I guess we approach each song differently. We never try to gain to attain anything. We just do what we feel needs to be done, and when a song is complete, the song will let you know. And the same thing goes in the studio. When the moment something sounds finished, that's when it's finished. And I guess what you hear mostly on the record is, of course, the progression of a band that's been playing on the road for almost 2 years at that point, and a different lineup, different drummer. So naturally, the way of musicianship, the way that the musicianship comes over will be a little bit more ambitious, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
How important is your or the band's relationship with Peter Close?
Very important. Yeah, he's one of my best friends to begin with. I've known him since, I guess, 1994, 5 maybe. We've worked on several projects together in the past, and when the time came for me to really start doing my own thing, and I had a certain type of music that was coming out. There was only one person for the job, so yeah.
Now, because you said when it was time for you to make music, when you first envisioned the Devil's Blood, was your sister the first choice for a vocalist?
No, I started myself actually. I wrote one song that was on the first demo. And
you sang?
I sang it myself, which wasn't, at least not to my ears, not a very great success. And the second song that I wrote, The Graveyard Shuffle, was I couldn't do it. So I thought about it for a while, and then I called my sister to see if she wanted to enter into something with me. Yeah. And that's what we did.
Does she have any input on the lyrics, or is it all you?
Yeah.
It's all you. Yeah. Here you go. You are still with Van Records in Europe. Was there ever any idea of going with Metal Blade worldwide?
Well, no. Our relationship with the label in Europe is extremely good. We have an extremely good deal there, better than most bands get at a lot of other labels. So for us, this was, there really didn't seem any need to change it. For America, it was a different story because we had no distribution here to speak of. Right. So yeah, this is definitely a step up, and I guess. If Metal Blade does a good job for us in the coming months and years, then who knows? With the next record, it could still be there.
Your music is your heart and soul, and you put your heart and soul in it. But with more gigs comes also more success, and also the more commercial side of the business. At what point would you, as an artist, as a creator, say, "Okay, this is it. It's not worth it for me no more"?
Well. There's always this choice that you can make between things that are good for the band and things that are good for the ego. And I think the ego should always be the last thing that you take into account. So when people start promising you mountains of gold, so to speak. It's always very important to realize where you come from and the reason that you started to do things. So I guess for us, we said no to a bunch of tours. We said no to a lot of very big support slots, and we said no to a lot of record labels simply because of the fact that we did not feel comfortable with it. And I really hope that we will be able to keep that up, and I have no doubt that we will, because there are some very strong reasons why we are doing what we are doing the way we're doing it. So to change it now would be stupid.
Your live gigs are referred to as rituals. How important are the visual effects of your live show?
To me, not so important actually. I think people should close their eyes and allow
the music.
The music, but even more than that, the energies that the music seeks to invoke. They should allow that into their hearts and into their ears and their eyes and their souls, and become freed from the moment and from the world for just a few brief seconds, maybe.
Is that the reason why you said that the creating part of the record is more fulfilling for you than the actual performance?
No, I think the reason that I still feel that way, but that has more to do with the fact that in a studio environment I have all the variables under control. And in a live setting, as today, of course we can't complain with the situation as it is, but there is little room on stage. There is not always a perfect sound. Things like the monitor check are become, sketchy at best, and that can work against you, but it can also work for you. So sometimes it makes the concert that much more powerful, and sometimes it makes it weak. In the studio, however, I'm free to do anything the way I want, and if something isn't working properly, then we just start from scratch. Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you a question about your religion or spiritual beliefs, if you might say so? A lot of bands these days use the moniker Satanism as a PR tool. What is your take on that?
People should do what they want. If you're in a band and you think that calling yourself a Satanist will sell you 1 million more records or 50,000 more records or 20, then by all means, I'm always I'm a firm believer in the motto that one may lie to the world at large, as long as exactly. So, and if someone is at peace with what they are doing, then they should do it. Of course, for myself, I'm a little different. I feel that I have something. I've experienced some things that the only way that I could express them was through music, and lo and behold, the world wants to hear it. So that's why I'm here.
Cool. This is the second time in the United States for you, because this tour and also last time you were a session guitarist for Watain. Mm-hmm. Now, your style of playing in the Devil's Blood is more of a rock and roll kind of vibe. Was it hard to get into the set for Watain?
Well, no, not really actually. We did a few rehearsals last time, and we did 1 or 2 this time again. But being as close to these people as I am, and the brotherhood that's been formed there, and of course my long-time appreciation of their music and what they stand for, most of the songs were already in my head, and it was just a matter of being told where to put my fingers, basically. And some details. The music might sound to some people as relatively simple, but there is tremendous amounts of stuff going on beneath the waves. So it's beneath the surface, and it's a lot more hard work than you'd think, but at the same time it's also tremendously rewarding. So. Yeah.
What's next for the Devil's Blood after this tour? Are you going to do some Euro shows? Because I think you guys are also playing or did play the Maryland Death Fest, right?
Yeah, when we get home we have about 1.5 weeks free, and then we go back to America to do the Maryland Death Fest in the 26th of May, if I'm not mistaken. And then we go home again. We have 1 or 2 days off, and then we go on a small European tour, like only 4 or 5 dates.
With whom?
With Vanderbuist, a rock band from Holland as well, who are also on the same label, and we're going to do the Muskelrock Festival in Sweden, which is becoming quite a nice underground festival. And then after that, it's, I think, Bang Your Head, Hellfest, of course, Oya Festival in Norway, which is more like a mainstream thing, and well, yeah. After that, I don't think there's a lot more planned beyond this. But
Any plans, or are you already having ideas for a next album, or do you have to be in the right mood or right mind?
you always have to be in the right mind. But you know, there is stuff floating around. Yeah, but it's difficult at this point to say where it will lead. Usually it takes me about 4 or 5 songs to know if there's going to be a record and how it's going to look and the scope. So at this point it's just a smattering of ideas. Yeah.
Any last words to your ever-growing fan base in the United States?
Well, we hope to entice you all to come to the tour with In Solitude, Watain and Behemoth, and we'll probably be returning somewhere maybe late this year or early next year, who knows. So see you on the road.
Thank you.
Thank you.